Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, and a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Russell, Stroll, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Verstappen, Hulkenberg, Sargent, Gasly, Magnussen, Albon, Ocon, the owner driver, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Button, Bottas, and Zhou Guanyu. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. Anthony Davidson will be sharing his insight alongside me once again today. What should we be looking out for, Ant? Now let's talk about Sergio Perez.
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? And let's see who's able to keep their tyres in that temperature sweet spot early on. You've got a great tyre warmer underneath your right foot, and the drivers need to make the most of that on the formation lap.
Hello there everybody, it's Joe here. Welcome back to the Equal Car Championship on F1 23. This time we're at Sao Paulo. It's round 8, we're 7 rounds down. We are just about over halfway through the season. And yeah, Silverstone was a positive weekend. It started out badly, but with a positive finish. How can we do here? Let's get it underway. 24 laps in this sprint, and I'm going for the medium tyres in the hope that they outlast the softs. And we're underway here in Sao Paulo, and look at Magnussen weaving. Whoa! Had to try and avoid Albon. I did not want to get caught up with him early on. Trying to go around the outside of the centre rest. I have a feeling I don't want to tag anyone, and we have actually made a position up in that, so that's a good start for us. One position up already in this 24 lap sprint, and we're now right behind Pierre Gasly, and the pack is just shuffling out at the moment. But we've done good, we've gained a few positions, we've left Ricciardo and Albon for chips. Albon was having a go at me at one point, but it was Magnussen that was weaving as I nearly smash into Gasly. I'll try and hold the inside line there. I probably could have been a bit braver on that one, but as a result we've lost the place to get back to Gasly. I'm just having a little look up the inside. No, Gasly shutting that straight down as we come up to Yun Sao to complete the first lap. We've moved forwards okay, we've gained one place, but we need to keep that momentum going if we want to carry on and get some points in this one.
Alright, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
End of lap 1, Perez leads, and I think Ocon is having a go at Magnussen, and we're having a late look at Gasly, but we nearly lost the car, hitting the curb too hard. We might get another look at Gasly into turn 3. Gasly defending. I've taken the outside, and Gasly holding out very nicely there. Gasly proving much more difficult to overtake than originally thought. To the outside here though, and we've got it done this time. Sweeping round the outside. Gasly definitely not making it easy for me to get through. Next we have Esteban Ocon, and we're going to try and dance to the outside. No way through there. We might have a go through the inside. No, that is a gap that will close in on me very, very quickly. So we just have to sit back for now and wait this one out. But we're going to get a chance out of the last corner, out of Yun Sao, up the hill, using every ounce of overtake we can muster. And this is bringing us closer to Ocon. But he's also got Magnussen to deal with. And I'm trying to deal with them both at the same time. Now, how is this going to go? Ocon is going to come across on me. That is a gap that will close because Ocon will come across. He's now fighting Magnussen. Magnussen's been compromised out of the second part of the centre S. And we've now got a run on Ocon. But Magnussen's also here. We're 3 wide. How is this going to resolve itself? by us going through the middle of the pair of them
Nice move.
and just
Good
leaving
job.
them to fight their own battle. That is P13 and a move well done. Right, let's carry on moving. Let's carry on going. We've got some good momentum here, so let's build on this as we now catch Logan Sargent. Decent start so far, but we've got some kind of momentum going, but we need to keep building on it if we're going to get towards the top in this one. It's definitely been a positive start to the race. We're up into 13th, and now we need to start picking these cars off and just keeping this momentum going, as it were. We set another personal best. It's a 1:13.1. Perez, I think, is still leading the way, and the thing that helps here is that Verstappen didn't qualify brilliantly either. The championship contender that did the best through qualifying is actually Lewis Hamilton. So,
Okay, gap ahead is 1.5 seconds.
Hamilton will be relatively satisfied with that for now. I just wonder if Max is going to have the outright pace to go after him. Meanwhile, we've got outright pace to go after Sargent, and that gap is coming down. So the gap to Logan Sargent is coming down quite nicely. Don't forget, we've got a 71 lap feature race round here. So it's a long one, a lot of laps. But we're using these 24 to move us forward as much as we can. And our next target is Logan Sargent. Now, we're probably not going to be able to do it into the centre S. We'll have to wait it out. Sainz sets a new fastest lap of the race. So Carlos is going for it. And we've just annihilated that
So we're
lap.
leading our teammate by 5.
So one thing's clear is that the mediums are working better than the softs at this stage of the sprint. The only problem is we're not close enough to Sargent to make this work for us yet. But I reckon it is a matter of when over if we get past the Williams. The only problem is Sargent could cost us time. And I wonder, is there going to be a cheeky little dive up the inside here that's on for us? Yes, there is. And Sargent just stays out of the way. That was a move we needed to get done soon. And that is a move we have got done relatively straightforwardly, as we now approach a long train of cars. So we're going to get a bit sideways out of the corner. Sargent's going to be closer, but he's not going to be able to do anything with that. Onward up the hill then, to complete another lap. It's lap 5 that we've completed out of 24. We're about a fifth of the way through this sprint race, and this is going to be over quite quickly because it is a quick lap. It doesn't take very long. It's like Austria. It'll be over soon. So, our next target is Nico Hulkenberg, who is 2.5 seconds up the road. Obviously, using DRS to great effect on that straight, but having to push to catch up, and it's in this sector that we're going to make the difference, because we lose out when he gets DRS. So we've got to make all the difference here. And look at that train of cars. I believe Perez is holding that up. Sainz has taken the lead, and he's long gone. So the smooth operator has taken the lead, and he's decided, right, he's disappearing off into the distance. Bye-bye, see you later. Now the problem is here, everything we've gained, we probably will end up losing. That's the frustrating thing with them having DRS, is that whatever we gain, we stand to lose. And it's kind of a hope that whoever's fronting the DRS train holds things up a bit. But look, we gained half a second, but we've lost all of that.
The car in front is 2.5 seconds.
I do not know if we're going to be able to catch these guys, because We're not
Here's some
catching them
information on
fast enough.
Hulkenberg. Okay, they're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem.
Well,
with
that's a
their car.
blessing in disguise. Hulkenberg has now got a problem, so he's going to be slower. That means we should be able to blast past him easier and then get ourselves onto the train. If only he could give us a second in the final sector, that would be appreciative. I don't think we're going to quite gain that though, but we are gaining, so this is helpful. This is very helpful. But unfortunately, he's going to have DRS again here. I think Hulkenberg's issue though is really holding him up, so that's going to make him quite vulnerable to us very soon, I'd imagine. He's fallen out of Piastri's DRS, that's good. Could have really have done with getting some DRS from Hulkenberg to help us keep catching the battles in front, but right now we're doing good. We're in a good place. Just trying to catch up the Haas. And you can tell he's got a problem because he's slowing right up. And I don't want to spend too much time behind him. But round here I have no choice. Piastri is disappearing up the road from us as well. And that's not a line that we need. But the DRS we're about to gain on Hulkenberg is going to help us out. It's going to help us not lose so much time to Piastri. And in fact, the Hulkenberg overtake here, this is going to be a done deal surely. He's not going to have anything in the way to slow us down or keep the position. We're going to sweep round the outside. And that is Hulkenberg taken, done, dusted. Let's move forward to try and get after Piastri and Stroll, who are in their own little battle. Hulkenberg is there, but he's not going to be able to pass because he's not close enough. So, time to catch Stroll and Piastri now. They're the next two. And we're not even halfway through this race. There's plenty of time to go, so I can afford to just bide my time a little bit and just see how this plays out. Meanwhile, Alonso, I think, has now gotten past the slow Perez, as has a Mercedes. Perez just doesn't seem to have the pace outright to back up the pole position he got, which is a shame. So it would have been nice to see Perez do well, but ultimately he doesn't have the pace. And it's turning into quite a long DRS train here. But I wonder if he's just going to let car by car through till he gets Max through, because that'll obviously help Max in the championship. We're only halfway through this sprint though, so there's so much that can still happen yet. And to be fair, I don't think our lap times and our overall pace is too shabby. I just think we need to get on the back of these cars to have any chance of going forward. So that's what we're doing. Lap 10 of 24. Still not even halfway through yet. And you can see, visibly we're catching under braking, and now we're just about sniffing that second zone. If we can just get into it, this is going to definitely make things a bit easier moving forward. Hulkenberg and Ocon are starting to drop back now. Hulkenberg with his issue, that's starting to compromise his day. But now we've got DRS on Piastri, but we're not close enough to really do anything, so it's going to have to be, again, a bit of a surprise send that we go for on Piastri, just to make this work. But it's definitely not going to happen there. Piastri is all over the back of Stroll right now. We've got a DRS thing. Now, is Piastri going to have a go on Stroll? Is Piastri going to have a go? No, he's not. So Piastri deciding to stay put, and this is going to put him at risk now, because I can get a nice little sling out of here. And if I can do that, which I have, Piastri is vulnerable to this move, which he just jumped out of the way for. He's still alongside, so I'm giving him space, but ultimately we've got the place on him. That's a nice little move on Piastri. Up into P10. Next up then is Stroll, and then it's Verstappen, who's having a miserable sprint race so far, and his day is probably going to get even more miserable when he knows that I'm behind Stroll, and I think this is going to be where we take Stroll. On the DRS, we've run out of overtake. Stroll's covering.
Keep it up.
The way to do it is to try around the outside. Stroll's gone deep there to try and shake me off. It's not worked because we've kept our foot in it. We're now side by side, going around the left-hander. Stroll keeping everything in it, but I'm not letting up. I am not backing out of this one. And we pull off the move on Stroll. That was a brave one, but we made it work. And now off to catch Verstappen and Hamilton. Also, Lewis is in 7th. I thought Lewis would have been the car that got clear, so it must have been George. And now we've got a chance at reeling in some points. And you know what? With our championship contenders not doing so well here, this is a good chance to gain some points back. So this is coming to us in a lot of positive ways here. And I'm all for it.
The car ahead is 1.7 seconds.
And we've now got a nice load of overtake to use, but I'm going to not use it all. I'm going to try and preserve some for the next lap. We're going to need to gain what we can in the corners, because like I said, there's cars that are holding this little train up, but while they've got DRS, they're going to gain on us on the straight. So let's try and not lose out that much on the straights so that we can start pulling them back in. We have the technical section of the circuit. I'm on a charge here. I genuinely think we could get ourselves a great result, but the one thing that I do think is happening is that the medium tyres are starting to work out better than the softs. And I think the softs are just starting to show their age a little bit now. And this is when we can really start making inroads to those on the softer tyre, because their tyre is fading. And ours is holding on nicely as we now set up to look at Verstappen. But I think Verstappen is going to be more occupied with Hamilton in front of him. Let's try and stay within that second. Hamilton... Is Verstappen going to get him here? Answer, no. Verstappen doesn't even have a look, so that's a surprise. We've got all 22 cars running at the moment. But I think again with Verstappen, it's going to have to be a surprise set, because he has another look at Lewis, but Hamilton has him covered. And I think we're going to have to catch Verstappen off guard, like we did with Piastri when he was right behind Stroll. But I don't think, well, we haven't quite got the run to make that work this time. But look how close we are now. We are right on the rear of the Red Bull. Just looking for a way through, but one does not exist right now. What sort of headache can I give Max here? Okay, we're out of the corner. What can we do? I don't think we've quite got the run that we need. We are closing in, but I think Verstappen can defend whatever we do. Mind you, I think if we go for a lunge, we're going to nearly hit Hamilton, and the one thing we have to do here is go across the escape area. That was silly. But one thing it does do is that it does destabilise Verstappen a bit. Kind of regret doing that. But it's all about here. Can I do well here? Is it on? Yes, it is! A dive up the inside of Verstappen. catching him off guard, and we've gained the position. That is how you do it. You really have to catch him off guard to make it work, and we have made that work. Next up is Lewis Hamilton, the championship contenders in this sprint, all fighting for 7th, as we now try and gain on Lewis Hamilton. It's not easy to get past these guys. It's actually proving quite difficult. But we are getting the run on Lewis, but it's not going to happen here. Problem is, I want to make the move on Lewis, but I don't want Verstappen to follow me through. So it's going to have to be quite intricately done. And at the moment, we don't have the run on Lewis. Again, I think it's going to have to be another surprise dive at my favourite overtaking spot round here. It's not a conventional overtaking spot, but I like making it work, and I know how to make it work because it's one of my favourite moves to do in career mode, and we're going to do it again. And Hamilton, well, he offered a bit more resistance than Verstappen, but ultimately there wasn't a lot he could do about that. Right, next up is Charles Leclerc in P6. Leclerc having a bit of an average run of it, got to be said, in this sprint, but now we're on the back of him. Is it going to be a simple through here, or are we going to have to do what we've been doing all race? Let's have a go. Up the hill. I think Leclerc's more focused on Norris, to be honest. He's very, very close to the McLaren. Not going to happen here. It might happen into 3. Is it 3 or 4? I'm not sure. It might happen here though. Leclerc. Is the look on, or is he? No, he's still with Norris. This might back him up though. And this does back him up nicely. So I think Leclerc, we can get him at our favourite place. And yeah, that's another one done right there. The overtakes are having to be done at the unconventional spot there. It's the only way to get past when you're in, especially when you've got a DRS train. But that place is certainly proving a favourite for overtakes. We might see a more conventional one on Norris though, because I'm a lot closer to Norris than I have been to anyone else. If I could just use that slipstream to my advantage, which I think we have done. Norris should be primed for the taking. He's gone defensive. I'm going to use that slipstream right to the last moment. Then I'm going to try and go round the outside of the centre S. Norris is trying to hold me out, but eventually he has to back out of that one. And now we chase after Russell and Perez. And then it's Alonso and Sainz battling out front. And they're having a nice little battle there. So I feel like we might be able to even get involved with them. I can see them going side by side in this technical part of the circuit. And these tyres are working so much better. The softs are clearly done. The soft tyres I don't think are looking particularly good at the moment, because we are now catching everybody rapidly. And we've got better traction as well. It's not even a contest with the traction in some of these corners. Right, Perez, are we able to get him at the centre S? I think so. He's going to defend it. Last minute jig. Oh, but I nearly go into Russell. That did not work. That was bad. That was really bad. And I was lucky not to career into Russell. But again, ambition ahead of adhesion. And I think Alonso and Sainz are still battling it out. And I think Fernando Alonso's taken the lead of this sprint race. And I really need to get back on the rear of Perez. I'm not happy with how I blew that there. And I want to try and get back into it. But again, just look how much I'm gaining around here. It's not even a contest. But we're going to have another go into the centre S, that's for sure. Because we're so close to Perez. And the run we're starting to get now. Here we go, slipstream. It's going to be a tricky one. But down the inside we go. And past Perez we go. Up into P4. Next up is George Russell. And I think we might go for my favourite overtaking move on him. We're not going to get him here. We don't have enough straight. But... and now Norris and Perez are battling, so... but everyone behind, they can just do them. They can do their own thing. That matters not to me. What matters is the move I'm about to pull off on George Russell. Down the inside. Not much resistance again. And we are up into third. Chasing down Alonso and Sainz for this sprint race win.
Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 1.6 seconds.
We got 4 laps left in this to make it a sprint race win. We haven't won a sprint race yet, so this would be the first. Can we go and do it? Can we go and win this sprint? 4 to go.
Okay,
And I just get the feeling that the soft tyres have gone. I get the feeling that they've lost the tyres and that it's starting to become a bit more of an advantage to us. But we shall see. It's going to be very interesting to see how these last few laps play out. At the moment, we're sitting very pretty in third. I'm trying to think of what our best sprint finish this season has been. I think it's second at one of the races. I'm not sure which one it was. And we've got a yellow flag. And we've got Fernando Alonso dropping out of the race. And we've got a safety car. We've got a safety car to finish this off. Fernando Alonso out of the race. And we have a safety car that'll finish this race off. That is high drama here. Wow, I really thought this was going to be a straightforward run to the end. It is not going to be that. We have a safety car. Wow, that changes everything. That really changes everything here. And Sainz has pitted! Sainz has pitted! Carlos Sainz into the pit lane. Did he hit Fernando Alonso when he was slowing down? Either way, we take the lead of the sprint race. And within half a lap, we have taken the lead. This was building to a grandstand finish between myself, Sainz and Alonso. But Alonso's engine has been the undoing of that. Piastri out of the race as well. And all of a sudden, the grandstand finish that we were on for has come to a bit of an anticlimax. We're leading the way, but are we going to be able to hold it? Wow. I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit disappointed that happened. I was looking forward to a 4-lap battle, but it comes to a dramatic end. And now we're leading the way over Russell, Norris and Perez. And is the safety car going to come in this lap? I think it will.
3 more laps.
I think we will see it in this lap. There's only 2 laps to go. Unless it stays out another lap and we've got a 1-lap finish. Right, no. It's a 2-lap sprint finish then. And I need to make sure I've got temperature in these tyres. And I do not want to let this go at all until we're in safe. Because I don't want these guys slipstreaming me. I'm going to back this up as long as I can. And I think now is the time to go. We are going. And you know what? We've left them for chips. Russell, half a second behind. That is how you nail the perfect restart, because we are gone. And with 2 laps to go, we are leading the way here at Sao Paulo. That is how you do a restart. So Russell and Norris are second and third at the moment. Then it's Perez and Leclerc fourth and fifth. But that one moment has really changed the face of this sprint. And it looks like if we can keep this going for a lap and a half, we're going to get our first sprint win of the season and our first P1 since round 2. It's been 5 races, make that 6 races now because this is round 8, since we've won, and we're going to win the sprint here. And after a mixed bag of fortunes in the last few races, this is definitely much needed, but we've still got a lap and a bit to go. Don't call anything, don't count your chickens till they hatch. Let's just try and have a straightforward run to the end. Beginning the final lap now. And what a dramatic sprint it's been. We managed to get our way up to third, and we were well within the fight between Alonso and Sainz, but then Alonso's engine blows and Carlos goes straight into him, and that changed the face of this sprint. That decided the result in my favour, and we're now over a second and a half clear of Russell, so we look very set to bring this home. Just half a lap to go, and I'll be honest, I'm not even pushing it. I just want to take it easy, get this car home, grab that P1, grab those 8 points. It has been a dramatic sprint, but it's about to come to its end. That one moment in the race just changing the whole face of it. And as we come out of Youngstown now, we've got 2 seconds to our advantage. We don't really need to use overtake now. It's just a cruise up the hill. And after 24 laps, we have won the sprint race here at Sao Paulo. And we start on pole position for the main event. Come on!
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Well, that wraps up the sprint. All that
Well,
remains
that
the main
is a
event.
great result
One line
moving
and
forwards into the
uninterrupted
main
for the
event.
Grand Prix
We've
tomorrow.
taken the win.
So make sure you
Russell
join us
second, Norris third, then it's Perez, Leclerc, Hamilton and Verstappen only 6th and 7th with Stroll 8th. So that's helped us gain some points in the championship, because now we've jumped Verstappen and we're 13 shy of Max. That result has been a massive help here. And now we start the main event from pole. I am very much looking forward to this one. Join me when I stream the main event. Until then, TTFN guys, ta-ta for now. Take care, and I'll see you all soon.